This is the one of the craziest intros I ever had. First and foremost, I'm going to introduce my guest for the show, Mack of all games. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for putting up with this.
No problem. Stuff happens. I don't know, man.
It's like I was streaming and all of a sudden my mic was like, oh, we live? Go ahead and mute yourself. Go ahead and do that. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, like I said, I was like, okay.
All right, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go ahead, without messing up, I'm going to read your bio. Let's see if we can do it. This is practice.
Got it.
VO practice. All right, here it is. The Mack of all games, formerly known as Virate Joker, is a variety content creator who entertains through Twitch streams, YouTube gameplay, and more. The master of none, so don't expect award-winning gameplay, but do expect to be thoroughly entertained. Known for his wholesome yet chaotic style, he focuses on self-improvement, entertaining his community, and collaborating with great creators. Striving to bring y'all happiness with his Big Mac morning streams or Mack After Dark sessions, which he promises is not a paid service on OnlyFans. Look forward to the mayhem every week and stop trying to get him to twerk on stream. Shout out to Kryptonite for the opportunity and the listeners out there who cared to hear from the former Toxic King of 2022. His message to everyone is give yourself grace because every step, no matter where you start, will bring you closer to your goals. And boom, we did it. Now we're here.
I'm sorry I made it so long.
Nah, you good, man. Like I said earlier, like you body the bio. I thoroughly enjoy when my guests put some time into their bio, think about it. Mack, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And without further ado, how did you get started in content creation?
My origin story, one day I was walking through an alley and me and my parents was hand in hand and this mugger came out of nowhere, pointed at my mom and said, "You better make this child do content creation or I'm gonna kill you." And, you know, she got scared and, you know, my dad already had ran away.
Yeah.
He went to go get some milk, never came back. But the real story is I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I feel like in the back of my head.
Yeah.
And I started doing content creation on my YouTube. I was just recording at the time, wasn't really posting it. After a while, I was like, I can probably do more with this. And then I started to learn about streaming and like Twitch and stuff. And I think at the time there was Facebook had a thing, and I can't remember the name right now. I was like, I might join that too. But at that time, they were like, yeah, we're going to pay Black people to be on our platform. I'm like, that's a cop out. But I didn't do that.
Right.
I was, so I was just like, I'm gonna do it. And I want to be entertaining and maybe find some success from that. You know, even with other creators that I saw that like the one that comes to mind was like the Rad Brad. He was just recording YouTube videos and posting them on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the people that I used to watch when I was younger because he would play whole games. And at the time, you know, we were broke, so I couldn't afford games.
Mm-hmm.
I was too busy, you know, having peanut butter and syrup sandwiches because we couldn't afford jelly. So how am I going to buy a game, you know? So I just decided to keep going with that back in 21, 22. And yeah, that's basically how I just started. And I found it entertaining and I met great people while doing it.
Hell yeah.
And I have fun with it. You know, I don't see it as a job. And people say, don't turn your hobbies, you know, don't make your hobbies like a job. I'm like, but I enjoy doing what I do, even though it's frustrating every single day.
You know what? I've never asked anybody this question, but I think you would be the man to give it a good answer. I think most of us content creators, we definitely jump into it because it's enjoyable. We like it. We have fun. What personally keeps you going? What keeps you pushing?
I'd say my community, my viewers, and the people around me. I know that sounds like a basic answer, but honestly, that's usually what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because there is at least one person in the top of my mind that comes to my streams every day that's not a streamer. They're just a straight viewer, and they want to see me stream.
Yeah.
And they've shared things with me. And, you know, they're always supporting me, even when they're at work.
Right.
And it's just like one of those types of people and other content creators that, you know, enjoy my stuff. That'll be like, you know, like, hey, Mack, there's an opportunity to do something here. You should do it. I'd be like, yeah, you know, that looks good. I'm like, I might look into it. But those types of people after a while are people that I have met from doing what I've been doing. And I just enjoy entertaining people because, it's just one of those things that if I wasn't doing content creation, I would be so, I won't even say bored, but it's like I got all this entertainment inside.
Yes.
I can't do stand up. I can't do, I mean, I'm not a clown. I'm not, a globetrotter.
Right.
I'm not, I ain't got nothing really good in my body that I could do except to stream and play video games and make people laugh doing what I love doing already.
Hell yeah. Yo, no, that like you said, it sounded like a basic answer, but honestly, that's it. Like if you don't have a good circle of people around you, at least like into what you're doing and like pushing you forward, like you said, hey, I saw this opportunity, I thought of you, let's see, like that 100% for me keeps me pushing forward. There's other stuff like personal reasons, but for the biggest one is definitely the people that I have around me just basically tell me to keep pushing, and
right,
that's huge. All right, well, cool. Let's go ahead and just perfect segue to slide into our second topic of the evening, current mindset, which is always one of my actually, I'm not gonna say that they're all my favorite topics, but current mindset. Mac, how are you feeling about your current output as far as your content goes, and do you have any vision of where you want to see yourself, let's say like 3 to 6 months from now?
I will always say that I feel like I could do better because I can. I don't think that I'm putting myself or have put myself in a position to make the content that I want to see. I'm doing better now recently, but I feel like we all hit that second wind where it's just like, damn, I'm trying to do everything.
Yes.
And now I'm trying to do everything.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to think of it as being busy because good busy is great busy, in my opinion, because I'm doing something that I want to do. I'm doing something that I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to do a couple of years back. And yeah, I think, what was the second part of your question?
3 to 6 months. Where do you see your content at?
3 to 6 months. Okay. So I had recently, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I had wrote down, I was in a slump. And a slump mentally with content creation. As much as I love it, sometimes you're going to have your downtime. And I said, okay, I'm going to write down 5 goals that I want to achieve by the end of the year.
Okay.
I don't remember them because I wrote it on my phone. But I remember, I know one of them was to celebrate 1,000 followers on Twitch. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm going to get there by the end of the year.
100%.
So, and I want to celebrate that with my viewers and find something weird and crazy to do. I want to get back into uploading YouTube videos, which I started last week, and being consistent and doing that every week for the next rest of the year.
Yeah.
And other goals like that, and I'm putting my best foot forward and putting the foundation to achieve all those goals, because I think it's okay to have a big goal, but if you just see the big goal, you'll never reach it because you haven't started doing the small things, which is why I made the whole quote in the beginning. Because if you're not starting, you're not going to get there. Yeah, that's the things I could think of right now.
That's dope. I would say a lot of, not to bring this or whatever, a lot of content creators don't have goals. They don't know what they want to do with their platform. And I think, like you said, that second wind, that part of the content creation journey where you're like, all right, I've been streaming for a year or two. I want to try to switch lanes, or I want to try to expand my brand or expand my footprint, and jumping into YouTube is perfect for that. But if you don't have a goal, you'll be going in there just, all right, so now what do I do? Is this like Twitch? No, it's not. So I applaud you for sitting down in a moment of slumpness, like, because I don't, like, when I'm slumping creatively, I'm just like, well, I'm not doing shit for a week. Fuck it. Versus, all right, I can make a goal. I can like put down what I would like to do, what I would be doing if I was in the right mindset. So that's just dope. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, no, every slump that I've had, and for the last couple of years, I could say I've constantly had a slump. And it's not just from content. You have real life things to deal with as well.
Right.
And I don't think that people who are just viewers don't really see your private life unless you're an influencer and you share everything about your life. But as a content creator or streamer or whatever, they only see the stuff that you put out. I've always seen people be like, yo, why you ain't put out the latest video? Like, bro, we trying to get our lives together. We trying to put we about to make the content so it look good to you. This stuff don't take 2 days, a day or whatever. And I always suggest, and I've always been an advocate for mental health breaks. And it's okay to take that time for yourself away from streaming for a day, a week, whatever, how long it takes. But the people really, vibe with you, they'll still be there. And as many mental health breaks that I've had, or, how many streams I've missed, there's always somebody in my chat or whatever I come back to end up doing. And I'm always appreciative of that. So,
yeah, that I'm always personally shocked when I come back from a little week, 2 week, maybe a month break, and there are people like, hey, you're back, and then we're starting to chit chat like you do in the stream. I'm like, oh shit, I got friends. It's crazy.
Right.
All right, Mac, the next topic that I want to jump into is one that is unique. When you sit down and think about it, we all jump into this content creation blindly for the most part. What lessons have you learned because you started making content?
I think my biggest lesson is don't be afraid to talk to other content creators. I think that we get into it and find everybody to be competition, or we're just trying to, competition. Right. We're just trying to be better than everybody else. And the thing that we need to be doing, especially in my opinion, Black creators, there's so many Black creators, and I love to, whenever I'm in a different person's chat, on Twitch, and I'm talking to somebody, and then I see another person that I've met, I'm like, oh, so this person too. Like, it's such a big, wide community in the Black, streamer community.
Right.
I think that I lost my topic because I went in my brain and I forgot everything else about the
I'll say you was leading into reaching out to other content creators.
Right. Reaching out to content creators. That part is important because, and my job at the time, I was doing retail, really helped me to try to talk to other people, because I already had my friends that I still have today with me with the whole content creation. They're still with me. Right. And I needed to branch out to more people. Right. And that part has always helped me to excel in my own content. Of course, I like my my solo content. I like playing solo games. But the part of streaming or making content has always been the interactions that I have with other people that are either like-minded or have a different opinion, or however they play games than I do. Right. But I'm always the chaotic catalyst when it comes to the networking part with everybody. Yeah. Because, I think one of my favorite parts of that networking is that whenever I'm not streaming and I'm in someone else's chat or channel and playing games with them, and then people are like, yo, is that the Mack games out here? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, Nick, so I was like, so I'd be like, okay, and that's what I think we should stop being afraid to do. Some people have social anxiety. That's I get that, because that's how I am, and it's so hard to talk to people, that you don't know, and then you be like, man, I really love this person's content, and I really think that I want to play games with them. And it don't have to be on some, okay, this person's up here with 5 million followers and I want to, play games. It might just be, I just want to play games with that person. But if you don't say nothing, you ain't going to, you're not going to get that chance. Like, I think there was a charity to play a game with the streamer Pokimane, and that was up to, at least 6 digits. It was for a charity. Damn. To be able to play with them. I was like, you ain't got to pay no money to play with me. You can still donate.
Exactly. I was, you just hit me up.
So So it was for charity, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know how much she pocketed,
True.
but I ain't gonna say nothing. But
Right.
that's a lot of money for to play a game with a streamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, networking has always been the thing that I've always tried to push, because it has helped me in so many ways. A lot of when I first started and I was feeling down like with my content, people back then were always like, man, they will come to me and they'll say, man, your content is amazing, and I would really like to play games with you. And we've played games with each other. And many people I have met with just making content with other people, and it just keeps going. And I still do that today. So
yeah, I 100% agree with that. Networking for me, my entire life has been a challenge because I never want to talk to anybody. And I said this previous podcast. This podcast has forced me to talk to people, because if I don't talk to anybody, I ain't gonna have any guests, and I am damn sure not about to do this thing by myself. That'd be crazy. So yeah, it's like, and I want to say this: if you hear my voice and you see me and you see me stream, and there was any part of you, especially content creators, you know what? I'm mostly talking to only content creators right now, because some of y'all fans are crazy. But if you make content and you see I'm playing Apex and you play Apex and you have a dope ass idea, or you just want to play the game with me, just hit me up. Like, I am the most nicest, down to earth person, because I know how hard it is to like reach out to somebody. And if I don't have time, I'm gonna let you know. But it's never about you. It's always about my schedule. It's about, hey, if the girls are good, is my wife good, is everything taken care of the house? Outside of that, then I'm like, all right, bet, let's start making content and pushing this forward. So reach out to me. I'm down to play whatever, except for scary shit. I don't really fuck with scary shit. But on that topic, doing streams with other people, I'm gonna shout out Chicks and Giggles.
Yes.
Because when she puts on a production and gets a bunch of streamers in there and we're all congregating and having fun, those shits are the best.
Yeah.
Like, I love them shits.
Yeah, crew. Well, we had this conversation before. You'll say Chicks and Giggles, and then I'll say crew, and me and crew, we were having this conversation. And I was like, damn, I gotta be professional. People don't know that we know each other. I'm supposed to call you Chicks and Giggles,
right?
And she said, well, I'm gonna call you Mack of all games. I'm like, no, you don't have to. Just call me Mack.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that shit's funny.
Shouts to crew for those events. The Wiz Gamma, of course, as well. There's definitely a lot of other people. I'll say shout out to Big Fresh.
Yeah,
too,
Big Fresh.
Fresh would be trying. He's trying to get him back in the back in the saddle. Yeah. So there's plenty of folks that I know personally that have set up such a thing. And again, like I said earlier, those are the type of people that motivate me to do more in my own content, because I'm like, and it's not even like, well, they got like 600 people watching them because they did this. No, it's like, this is so fun to watch or to do or to be a part of. And it's something that I would like to do as well. Yeah. So most of the time that I've ever created anything, I've done a few events myself. I'm always like, man, I'm inspired by this, for what crew or Gamma or Fresh or anybody else has done. So I would like to do something similar. Yeah. There's so much inspiration from other content creators that you can get, and all I say is just, don't be doing this stuff for verbatim. It's like, well, these people got they got a whole thing going on here, so I'm gonna name my thing the exact same thing and be like, well, this is brand new. Yeah. I had a little incident with that myself, but I'm gonna keep it on a hush hush.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you about after the podcast. Cause what?
It was weird. I was like, damn, okay. Verbatim. Yeah. It's all right though.
Yeah, it is interesting when you see another content creator. Okay, twofold. Like you said, verbatim, when you see that shit, that feels disgusting. I was like, what are you doing? But when you see somebody flip your idea, or like see something that you did and kind of like grew past that or made something better, not even better, different. That shit, I like that shit. Like, I'm cool with that. Just if you name your podcast uploaded and filtered, I'll be pissed though. So don't do that.
No, that'll be my next podcast for sure.
Right? I'm like, that's too on the nose, man. Like, can you change it to something else, please? What event? Now that you mentioned it, I want the people to know, and for my own nourishment, which events have you put on the pass, and how did it feel to do so?
So when Knockout City used to be a thing, I did Knockout City tournaments.
That's true. I remember that.
And those those were good, but they really tested the our friendships.
Oh, damn.
Because nobody wants to lose.
Yeah.
That's a very competitive game.
Yes, it is.
It's like, well, this was happening and that happened, and you trying to play in the tournament that you're a part of, and you're trying to make sure everything is fair.
Yeah,
that's difficult, but that was something I did. I did Hollywood Squares version of with streamers.
Okay,
that was hard
Sounds
to accomplish.
Difficult.
Because nobody in the square knew how to play the game properly. So when we did it, they were like, we don't know. Right? The point was that you're supposed to fake your answer. Yeah. And when you faked your answer, you had the competitors, they were supposed to guess whether or not you were right. And I was like, and I sent, everybody videos like, this is how it's supposed to work, whatever. And everybody was just like,
that's funny.
I was like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. So Chicks and Giggles got all my money because y'all didn't know how to do it right. But it's not y'all fault. It's my fault. I just, they gave me some critique afterwards about, how it should have been more relevant to the modern times, because a lot of my questions are about older stuff. Gotcha. I'm like, damn, I'm old. So that's all I remember. Yeah. That's all I could get from that. I was like, damn. I was like, this stuff is in the 90s. How old how young do you have to be to not see that? But it's whatever. My most recent event that I could think of, because I probably did a little bit something else, was my Black History trivia.
Hell yeah.
Where the premise was, obviously you answer specific questions, and it was a team based, and the people who lost would lose their black card. But the other team was lenient enough and was like, all right, let them answer this one question. Yeah. And if they get it right, they can keep their black card. So they got it right. So everybody won in the end.
Yo, that's wild, bro. Like, ain't no way.
Hey, it was some really black questions, I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
is there a VOD of this, sir?
Probably deleted and gone.
Oh, because Twitch be twitching.
Because of Twitch, yeah. I haven't saved anything for a minute, but my goal is to at least try to do those every Black History Month.
Hell yeah, I like that. Going, I don't like the the consequences. I'll be in the sidelines watching, like, yo, y'all got it. I got the encyclopedia right here. That is fire. Again, putting on a show for a platform like Twitch, you got so many things to worry about. You got the people who are involved, because everybody has their own personalities. Luckily, I felt like every event I've been on, as far as with Crew and Gamma go, like everybody has been on the same page, and we try to show up on time and work out the kinks as they come through, because some things you won't know until it's in live in practice. You're like, oh, this shit takes 10 minutes to pop. We should probably not do this.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. But it's a learning experience, and it helps you be better in the end. Also, I thought about it, remembered also DJ versus Everyone. He did versions of the Mole. Ooh. And for the life of me, and I hate it. I don't remember. He did. I think he's doing another season sometime later this year. But the first one, I was the Mole, so I had to fake out everybody. And then Crew had a thing that happened as well, and I was also I don't remember what it was called. But everybody wants it to be me, and I hate being it. And I'm like, bro, why y'all keep choosing me? Like, it's hard to fake being the person that's the odd man out. Yes. But it's easy because everyone thinks I'm the odd man out. So I'm like, nah, it's always me. I could fight it. That's how I fight it. I'd be like, it's always me. You're always blaming me. And then, some people are like, maybe he's not. Right? I can't tell. Yeah, keep thinking that now. Keep thinking that. So, yeah, shout outs to those folks who, that helped inspire me to do better with my own content.
Hell yeah, that is dope. I forgot about. I think it was either the Circle or something else that Crew did.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was it was one of those. I think it was the circle,
Yeah.
but it was something else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I could have won that one,
Yeah.
but goddamn,
Was it Queen?
Perp,
Oh, it was
Pixel.
Perp. Oh yeah. She was like, give me the money. All of it.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. It was between three people.
Yeah.
I was up there, almost had
Yep.
it, money in hand, snatched
She's
it,
like, let me
ran
get
off
that.
with the money.
Yeah. I remember that was good times. Shout out to everybody who creates awesome live content outside of just gaming. That shit is a challenge. I've had an idea to do something. I'm not gonna say it now because I don't want anybody to take it. Well, fuck it. No, fuck that. I'm not saying it because yo, but I'm gonna like hearing everybody do their thing and like being in the mindset I am now. I'm gonna start putting some pieces together and start see what we can do. All right, off of that, I'm gonna jump on to the next topic because I could talk about this all day. Words of advice. Back if some new person or somebody who's been doing it for a while was like, yo, I've been streaming or I want to stream, what type of advice would you give me before I move forward with my next step?
I feel like I've said everything during this whole podcast that I would have said, but I think the basic one is just to start for one. But in order to keep going, you can't think about the money as much as a lot of people, because I've seen people just be like, man, I want to get so much money from streaming. And like, there's just so much more effort you got to put in to get to that state. And it's I would say 85% hard work and 15% luck.
Oh yeah.
Because you can keep putting out content and it'd be amazing content. There's a bunch of amazing people who have made content that I've seen, and I'm like, why are you not famous?
Right.
But that 15% luck is basically how how you're gonna get. If somebody's gonna keep observing your stuff and share it and make it viral, or some big company be like, you know what, I like your you're pepping your step, young man, or whatever, and then be a sponsor or some stuff for you like that. But it always comes back to just starting, networking, taking health breaks, and do it because you love it.
Yeah.
I think if you don't do it, if you're doing it again for the money, you're not gonna enjoy it as much as you should, because you're going to fail a lot more than you succeed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. Because I failed a lot. I mean, it may not feel like failures to other people because of whatever, but there are some days, some streams, or whatever, that I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I really fucked up today.
Yeah.
So, but then it's like, but I can do better the next time. I've learned my lesson.
Yes.
So yeah, don't let the money blind you from the fact that, like, content creation is just like any other job when it comes to entertaining people, because you got to win the hearts and souls and minds of so many different people, so many different cultures, so many different genders, and so many different mindsets. And I always say that when I last checked, like 2 years ago, there was 7 billion people on this planet. And some change. My goal is never to try to entertain 7 billion people.
Yeah.
I'm only trying to entertain the people who look at my content and think it's funny. And I always say, maybe jokingly sometimes, maybe serious sometimes, people be like, Mac, you are so hilarious. I think you're so funny. I'm like, I'm not funny. And the people are like, but you are. I'm like, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I look at my stuff sometimes, and I'm just like, man, that don't make sense. Why did I say that? And then there's other times I'm like, damn, that muff right there is hilarious.
Exactly.
And then you just have those days. So like I said, but one of the biggest things I would say is definitely take mental health breaks for yourself and for other people, because nobody wants to be with a streamer who's going through something and they're putting it on their whatever, their live. Like, it's really easy to see what you were going through, unless that's something that you want to share. But people don't understand how important a mental health break is when you make content, when you have people that are watching you every day or how much you stream, because you need a break. You got a life outside of this whole thing too.
Yeah.
And when it becomes your life, then you can maybe, ease off of the mental, but it's always important. And, you see people like Kai and Speed, and they're making content all the time, and their content is so explosive
Yeah.
because it's always bigger than the next one. And, as a smaller streamer, you're looking at it and like, damn, of course there's money involved.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you have to be in a state of mind where you enjoy doing all that for people. And then you got controversies that comes around with it. I'm like, I want to be like B-list, C-list level famous, not
exactly.
A lot high enough for something happens. They're like, well, Mack Games is a butt because he let this person on his team, he should have knew about it, or back in 2015 when he called that person the hard R, and we're not gonna talk about that, but like get out of my DMs from 2015, my Twitter from 2015, and that's why I made sure that with my Twitter page I ain't got nothing incriminating.
I feel you
for that reason.
Exactly.
So
even the littlest things will get you caught up. You're like, I don't even remember. All right, you're right. I did say that when I was fucking 8. My bad.
Yeah, people can't grow. I mean, we're tough on people when it comes to that,
true.
and I get it, but people can grow. And I think with the one thing, and it has nothing to do with content creator, but I think the one thing people need to understand again is people can grow from what they thought previously, but a majority of the time we're in that moment where people around us, it's always our environment, people around us, doing wild stuff, saying wild stuff, and we just want to be a part of the group by doing those wild stuff. It's the same thing. I won't even say, I'm not going to say that. No, I can say it. I guess it's similar to what I say, like gang initiations. You got to murder somebody to get to this gang or whatever. People just be saying stuff to be with their friends because it's funny to them at the time. Doesn't have to necessarily be funny now. It's like you were 15, 14 years old, and you were shouting the hard R in people's mic when you were playing Call of Duty at the time. And then now you're like, 30, 20, whatever, like in your upper 20s, and now you're just like, man, why are you shouting the hard R at me? Mind your business. Leave me alone. Let me play the game. Now your knees are you're creaking and stuff. You got that ping sound when you get out of the bed. Like now you feeling this, but before you didn't know. So that's my advice. I went all over the place, but
that was perfect. Nah, it's a little bit for everybody. I just would backpack and attach this on, and you named it a few times, but I think once we look at failures as an opportunity to learn a lesson and pivot, I think it makes failing, I don't want to say better. No, it does make it better. It makes it less daunting. You're not like, oh, I fucking suck, I don't know what I'm doing. You're like, no, what did I fuck up? Okay, I can change that. And then you change it and move on with the next one. That's been helping me immensely. Like now, I don't want to say I'm chasing failure, but like I just start doing shit. Like I just put up a TikTok like 2-3 hours ago. I would have never posted it, but I showed my wife. She thought it was funny. And I was like, fuck it. Posted the thing and I'm just going to let it go. I'll check it tomorrow and see what happens.
Right.
So take those failures and just learn shit from them. It'll make you way more successful in life. I promise you.
Right. Agreed.
All right, Mac. Let's do it. We're doing the part that nobody likes to do, but shout outs. Where do you want the people to check out your content?
I am lucky enough to not be one of those people with double O's, X's, and all types of stuff. When you search the Mack Games in Google, I pop up on all my socials. So I made sure to try to even get all of those things from all sort of weird type of websites like Reddit. So I'm the Mack Games on Reddit. Like, I wanted to make sure, like, I wanted to make sure that that name couldn't be stolen. Like this, of course, is like Jack of all games.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the hell is that? Who the hell is this
Who's
guy?
this man?
You know, so but you know, Mack of all games on all socials, from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I don't even use Facebook, but hey,
Gotta get that name.
right? You know, YouTube. There's probably 2 YouTube channels with Mack of all games because I messed up, but you know, those are. It's the same way with my. There's another thing I did with like on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I was going to change my name from Pirate Joker to Mack of all games, but I made Mack of all games first before I tried to change it. So now there is a Mack of all games. That is me. I just don't be using it because I ain't got no games on it. But I own it. So, yeah. So I always, you know, from time to time, I might check up on myself on the Google.
Yeah.
You know, I want to have my own Wikipedia page. It'd be like one sentence, but I want something up there in a picture. But yeah, Mack of all games on all socials. My Twitch and my YouTube are the things that's popping right now in terms of content.
Yeah.
My TikTok, you know, I post all my shorts. I post my shorts on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes.
And I normally try to talk to the people on Twitter and Instagram, but mostly Twitter is when I say, hey, I'm streaming, or on my Instagram stories, I'll say, hey, I'm streaming, because I got tired of posting stuff on my the posters on Instagram to say, hey, I'm streaming. I'm like, I'm gonna be doing this every day. I'm not about to cloud my content with, hey, I'm streaming. Like, no, that's
much. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm the one and only.
The one and only Mack of all games. Check out his content, and like I said, do a Google search, you'll find him. With that being said, I always do this. You know what to do. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast, upload it unfiltered. We're everywhere. All of your podcast catchers of choice. Other than that, Mack, thank you for having this conversation with me. It was a lot of fun. I knew it would be, but thank you for providing me with all that wealth of information, and I can't wait to do this again.
Same. I appreciate the Discord message, DMs, direct messaging. Yeah. I don't remember the word. Like, you know, thank you for the direct message. Yeah. You know, I've heard, you know, plenty of podcasts before. I was like, you know, that's gonna be fun. And I know how stressful it is to do podcasting or interviews. Like, I stopped doing my own. So, and that's how short story long, that's how I got in networking.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout outs to Fall Paladin, who gave me my first interview. And when I finished after that interview, I was like, this is easy to talk to people.
Right.
You know, and that helped me again with talking to other people, networking, and all that other stuff. So shout outs to the people that give, you know, creators a chance to talk, you know, with your podcast and many others who are out here interviewing creators, you know, because we're out there, and, you know, some people just need a little bit of a chance to to say what they want to say and feel comfortable doing it. So I appreciate the comfortability.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm glad I can facilitate that. Because like you said, it's important that we do it. I always use as an example, I'm in a Discord group chat call with a few different creators, and we're constantly having conversations about everything, but mostly about content creation. I was like, yo, we need to put this on a Discord or in a podcast, because other people can hear this. Even if they're not interacting with the conversation, they hear little tidbits of like, oh, never thought of that. I didn't know you could do that. So I think for that value in itself is important. So I will continue to do it as long as my computer doesn't blow up or anything. I don't know. I don't see any sign of stopping, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, we don't gatekeep around here.
Exactly. Information is wealth for a lot of people, so I'm here to share as much as I can.
Right.
Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Appreciate y'all listening. As always, protect your mental, keep creating content, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.